Frontier opening bells getting started this Monday, the 16th of May. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I am Bosin Amofai. The Nigerian market pulled the biggest jump of a week since we started the new year, 4.24%. The PRVM finished about 0.09%. The Egyptian market started Sunday on a negative note, 1.36%. The Nairobi Bourse fell by 3.5% on a weekly basis. And, of course, the GSE fell by roughly 1%. But let's get into the news because quite a whole lot to talk about to start the new week on the economic business front. The higher cost of living is ahead because the Kenya's electricity or the energy regulatory agency is reporting higher pump prices for this month for Kenyans. And the Central Bank of Kenya has received bids worth about 43 billion local currencies for its bond auction for the month of May. Tanzania has raised interest rate minimum wage by 23.3% just to cushion the impact of higher inflation, food prices, of course, the petrol prices as well. And Tanzania and Uganda says they're supporting the French Bureau in $133 million pipeline deal. Both countries are looking to support each other as Uganda flagged off multi-billion-dollar oil and gas pipeline project. The Cooperative Bank of Kenya says it's putting additional $3.2 million into its subsidiary unit operating out of South Sudan in the Sahel. So let's talk about West Africa, where Nigeria's managing director of the Bank of Industry says more funding is needed for Nigeria's infrastructure and agriculture sector. In Ghana, the GIPC, which is the Ghana Investment Corporation, is sanctioning firms which are evading technology transfer agreements. The GIPC says everyone has to comply to enable technology help determine what is going on in terms of dealings between international overseas companies and the West African country. In Burkina Faso, inflation surged in the month of April to 15.1%, while Vivo Energy on the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire says its profit was about 715 million CFA franc for the first quarter, January to March. And Central African Bank, that's the central bank for the entire Central African countries, which includes the DR Congo, Cameroon, and others, now asking Central African Republic to step back from the adoption of cryptocurrency, which was done just a couple of weeks ago. Okay, let's talk about Southern Africa, where the South Africa Central Bank, the SARB, the Reserve Bank, is looking to conduct its monetary policy rate meeting on Thursday. We'll see how the SARB will decide on the back of this current state of the economy, the KwaZulu-Natal catastrophic flooding, how that is impacting the economy, investment, the markets, as well as the currency. It's a whole lot to digest when the numbers, when the decisions made on Thursday and what it means for the economy and markets will report back to everyone here on Frontier Opening Bell. Meantime, South Africa's Gordon Guana says the country will redouble its efforts to resolve the country's energy crisis, that ahead of the SARB, that's the Reserve Bank's monetary policy decision. And Transnet says its revenue improved to about 1.6%, 68.3 billion rand for the first quarter of the year. And in Zimbabwe, the suspension of lending facilities by banks, which was issued by the government to the banks last week, has now been clarified. There's a few exemptions, so it's not for marketable commodities. A few commodities were exempted from that list, which was announced sometime last week. Angola and the French Development Agency signed a deal for 200 million euros to support the budget of Angola, Africa's second largest oil producer. Let's finish up in North Africa. Of course, the biggest deal is within the UAE telco group, which says it's buying about 9.8%, worth about $4.4 billion in the UK's Vodafone. That's a big deal coming from the United Arab Emirates into Vodafone. And Fitch has confirmed Morocco's at BB+, and the outlook is stable. And HC says Egypt's central bank will likely raise interest rates or policy rate by 200 basis points when the CBE meets in the next couple of days. And Credit Agricole of Egypt says its year-on-year growth was about 30.5% better in the first quarter. That's for the profit, January to March. And Egypt has been ranked the 5th in the world in terms of inward remittances receipt for full year 2021, despite the pandemic, despite the fallout of that virus. Egypt got number 5 position in terms of inflows of diaspora remittances. And that's about it for today. We hope you enjoyed the show, everyone. Let's get the trading day started here on Frontier Africa Reports and your Frontier Opening Bell. You can watch our show again on our YouTube. It's free. You can subscribe to Frontier Africa Reports. Go to our website, www.frontierafricareports.com. Read up our stories, watch other videos that we provide on a daily basis. Then, of course, on social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I'll be with you again very soon. Bye for now.